Warning: do not allow tension to build up in the cable. This can happen quickly and without warning. When cleaning a drain, proceed slowly and carefully as you feed the cable into the drain. If a cable or blade gets locked into a blockage, an over-torqued cable can twist up if the cable tension is not released. Twisting cable may cause serious injury or damage your cable. If your blade becomes lodged in a blockage and you are unable to reduce the tension, remove your foot from the foot pedal and allow the drum to come to a complete stop. Refer to the next section of this program to use reverse operation. Once the drain has begun to flow again, it is recommended that you flush debris from the line with running water. It is recommended that a continuous flush of water be used to clean the cable and tools as they are retrieved from the drain. To retrieve the cable, release the foot actuator and allow the machine to come to a complete stop. Pull 1 or 2 feet of cable from the drain and manually push back into the machine. It may be easier to do this when the drum is not spinning. Continue this procedure until the tool is just inside the drain. Warning: never retract the tool from the sewer drain while the cable is rotating. Turn the machine off. Pull the remaining cable and tool from the line and hand feed the cable back into the machine. Use reverse only to free a tool caught in an obstruction. Never operate this machine in reverse for any other purpose. Operating in reverse can damage the cable and cause serious injury. If your blade or cable becomes lodged in the drain, immediately remove your foot from the foot switch and allow the machine to come to a full and complete stop. Tighten the screw on the nose of the machine so that it firmly captures the cable to avoid kinks occurring inside the drum. Place the machine in reverse. Grasp the cable with gloved hands and pull while tapping the foot switch. When the tool is dislodged, put the machine in forward. Loosen the set screw on the nose of the machine and follow the normal operating procedure. To use the auto feed, manually pull sufficient cable out of the drum to start the tool and cable into the drain. Push the cable as far as it will go. Place the machine in forward. Warning: before operating the machine, operator's gloved hand must be on the cable. Loosely grasp the cable with gloved hand. Exert sufficient downward pressure on the cable to maintain control while depressing the foot actuator to start the drum rotating. To feed cable into the line, move the feed lever in the same direction as the rotating drum and cable. Push the feed lever away from the neutral position until it engages and feeds the cable. The speed at which the cable feeds depends on the force applied to the handle. The greater the handle force, the greater the speed. Warning: always keep your hand on the cable to feel the tension. Do not force the cable. Allow the cable to feed itself into the drain. Note: if negotiating a trap, it may be necessary to hand feed the blade through the trap prior to using the auto feed. Continue to feed the cable into the line until resistance or an obstruction is encountered. The cable will have a tendency to twist sideways. To avoid damaging or flipping the cable, move the feed lever into full reverse. This should release the twist in the cable and reduce the size of the cable loop between the machine and the drain opening. Once free of the obstruction and the load is relieved from the cable, gradually feed the cable forward. Allow the cutter to advance slowly and work through the obstruction. Note: at this point, progress depends upon the sharpness of the tool and the nature of the obstruction. Severe obstructions may require manual operation until the blockage has been cleared. When blockages are encountered, move the auto feed to the neutral position and manually pull back sharply on the cable to free the cutter and relieve the load. Slowly advance the cable back into the obstruction. Repeat this process until the obstruction is clear. Remember, make sure the cutter is rotating at all times and never force the cable. If the motor turns but the drum stops, the torque limiter is slipping because of excessive force. Warning: do not allow tension to build up in the cable. This can happen quickly and without warning, so proceed slowly and carefully as you feed the cable into the drain. If the tool gets hung up in an obstruction, refer to reverse operating procedures. To retrieve the cable from the sewer line, move the feed lever in the opposite direction of the drum rotation. The cable should feed itself back into the machine. It is recommended that a continuous flush of water be used to clean the cable and tool as they are retrieved. Warning: never retract the tool from the drain while the cable is rotating. To install the auto feed, screw the handle into the auto feed. Put a small amount of cable through the auto feed. Mount the auto feed to the outside of the front frame. Use the two holes located in the front crossbar to attach the auto feed to the frame. Insert the screws into the holes in the frame from the back. Be sure to tighten the screws until the auto feed is secure. Don't over-tighten the screws. To install the cart, bolt two-wheel assembly supports to the pre-drilled K-380 frame. Assemble the first wheel, securing it on the axle with a cotter pin, two washers, and a spacer. Slide the axle through the frame's pre-drilled holes and attach the second wheel in the same order. Attach the upright handle extension to the sides of the K-380 frame using the included brackets, bolts, and T-handles.